Good morning, good afternoon. It's not quite afternoon for anyone, so good morning to you all, and welcome to another Thriving Tuesday Moments of Encouragement. Hashtag Be Encouraged. We're glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Good morning, sunshine. We know that there are others of you who are online, and we hope that you'll stay. I know that sometimes people pop in and then pop out. Well, I don't want you to miss this day because there's some things we got to look at as we're going forward. Good morning, my brother. It is good to have you here. And when I say my brother, that's just not to say my brother. That's really my brother. So we're glad that you are here with us today, brother. Good morning, Sister Linda. And today we are going to talk about something that may be a little uncomfortable, but it was uncomfortable for me. So I decided to share it with you because I realized that sometimes, because especially during this, 2 years of pandemic, we're at 2 years that we're itching to be done, and we still have to be careful and all of that. And I found that I was making excuses for stuff that I knew I really needed to do instead of making progress. God morning to you too, Rochelle. Uh, uh, Instead of making progress, that I was living at a place called excuse. I was just hanging out in excuses. I couldn't do this because of the pandemic. Couldn't do this because of this, and couldn't do this. I could have done this, but I realized that my struggle with how I was feeling on the inside was directly related to the fact that I was getting caught in excuses instead of making progress. That doesn't mean that I have to take quantum leaps. It doesn't mean that any of us have to be in a sprint to make it somewhere. Good morning, Brother Metcalf. But we do have to be steady in our progress. That if we are spending so much time thinking about why we can't do something, then chances are we haven't been focusing on why we can, or how we should, or how we can get it done, and how to just let's just do it. We can think of reasons why we can't do everything. I can't go because it's raining. I can't do this because my leg hurts. I can't do this. But when can we think about why can we? Because progress says, I'm thinking, why can't I? Good morning, my joy. That how can I do it? Not what stops me from doing it, what hinders the progress, but what puts me in position to progress, to make progress. The scripture text that is used today doesn't talk about progress or excuse. It just simply says this: in your strength, I can crush an army. With my God, I can scale any wall. Now that's some determination. It doesn't say that you're going to leap over the wall. It says you can scale the wall. And sometimes that's a slow and steady process. Good morning, my classmate, Reverend Minetta here. That we can scale the wall. That means we're taking it step by step at a time, that we're going to reach our destiny. We don't know how long it's going to take, but we can't make excuses why we're not doing it, why we're not starting, while we're sitting looking at what we thought, but we just didn't get going. So my encouragement to us today, and my encouragement to myself as well, is to stop making excuses for why it doesn't happen. Stop making excuses for why you didn't move this week. Stop making excuses for why you didn't shift your eating habits this week. All of us, those of us who have been in Lent, we're trying to make all of these adjustments, and we tend to make excuses why I can't do this or I can't do this. Let's focus on what can I do? How do I progress? Here's the goal. Here's the vision. How do I progress? How do I not let people, situations, thoughts derail the progress because I'm stuck on what it looks like and not what I know I've been shown? Make progress, not excuses. And I know we say it's not an excuse, it's really a reason. And there are reasons that some things have to be delayed, but it does not stop the progression of being prepared for when it's coming. See, everything's not about the doing of it. We have to be prepared for what's coming. So therefore, if I'm going to make progress, I can't just jump out there. I got to know how I'm doing it. And that's progress. It's when we sit down and we say, I can't do that because this, or I didn't do that because of this, or I'm late, so I'm not going to try. We don't have those kinds of luxuries if we're going to be people of progress. If we know that our God can help us scale every wall, and that if we know that with God's strength that we can crush armies, that's some powerful stuff that goes on in the mind. It doesn't say I'm doing, it says in my strength that God gives, I can crush an army. With my God, I can scale any wall, not the little wall. It might be the first wall you scale, but with your eye on the wall that's behind it, and the one that's behind that, and the one that's behind that. Make progress. Thank you, Attorney Rita. With progress with intentionality. We got a plan to make progress. We plan to not make, and that happens all the time, y'all. You know, I come from a mentality of dealing with those people that are in faith communities and in ministries. And often we start a plan, we start a project with why we can't do it. And so we've got to let that go. We've got to start with how we can, why we should. Keep the vision in front of us, not why it can't get done, but how can we do it? And when we look at it through that lens, then we're no longer stuck in excuses that derail us, that put us in a place where we seem unproductive because we've made so many excuses that we've gotten comfortable in that place of I can't. I encourage you today, get progress on your mind. Be prepared to progress. Take baby steps if necessary, but baby steps are steps. Baby steps are steps. You may not go from 0 to 100 this week, but if you get to 1, you can look back at 0 and say, I'm no longer there. You got to know. That's good, Vanessa. Find one good reason why we can do something. Why we can do something. We can find all the reasons why we can't. If we can find one reason why we can, then we can progress. Not going to hold you long today. Going to drop that nugget in your spirit. Hope that it works on you like it's working on me. We can no longer get stuck on excuses when we've been called to progress, to be progressive in our thinking, in our doing, in our being, to progress, to go forward, to move in a positive direction towards something. And sometimes that's slow, and slow is okay as long as there's no progress. As long as we don't get to no progress, then we can keep going. You may have a slow day. You may have a day where it seems like you're propelling and then the wheels slow down a little. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck there. Don't think that means that the journey's over, that you've somehow been taken off your path. Sometimes it's slow. Sometimes it's fast. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Don't you dare stop. I see who just got in here. Don't you dare slow down with the progress that God has for your life, because you look around. Here's what I'm going to leave with you. What happened to Peter in the middle of that water was that Peter allowed the excuse of I can't do this to make him take his eyes off Jesus. Until then, he was walking on water. Start walking on water in your life, because your eyes are in the right direction. You're focused on progress, and you're not going to make an excuse when you know that you've been called to greater. Scale the wall. God has you. God bless you. Heaven smile on you. Don't you dare make excuses when you could be making progress. Look back a month from now and see how much progress you've made, and then give God glory, because that means you're moving in the right direction. Have a blessed and wonderful day, wonderful week. We'll see you next time, and be encouraged.